Frankie. Good evening to everybody watching on the live stream and watching on the replay.
And we're
Yeah.
back after. When was our last time, Ton?
March 17 ang last stream natin. Welcome to the
Parang
Manila podcast with Anton Diaz and Scott
bumaliktad na
Henry.
yung mundo mula no March 17. So that's like, what, almost 2.5 months ago.
Oh.
Things have changed.
Okay, and
For
the
the
title
better?
of this episode
Ano ba?
is Moving
Ano ba?
On. Moving on.
Yeah, moving forward. Moving forward.
Moving
I'm not moving
forward.
on. Moving forward. Moving on means you've given up. You've surrendered. Right?
Yes.
You have accepted your fate, but we're moving forward because we have not. We are continuing to fight for a better Philippines, our awesome country. Pero, anong balita today? Sige nga. What is the crazy news for the day?
Ikaw, ano bang crazy news? Ano bang trending news natin today?
Trending news today is we have a new secretary for the Department of Social Welfare and Development. Guess who?
And?
Guess who? A career officer, someone involved in social work forever, career? No. Our Department of Social Works and Development is none other than, drumroll please, the broadcaster, former newscaster, brother of the senator, Mr. Erwin Tulfo, formerly of ABS-CBN. And now, I don't know where he's been for the past few years, but his brothers definitely have been in the news. Their sister was in the news 6 years ago. And let's see. So, remember, at the start of the term of President Duterte, yung DOT secretary niya was the sister, Wanda, Wicked Wanda ba pangalan?
Yes.
Wicked Wanda. WandaVision.
Oh.
Diba? And not too long into her term, there was a major brouhaha regarding 60 million pesos that was supposedly paid for programs of her brothers. I'm not sure. I think they returned the money. But anyway, Wicked Wanda left, and the two of us went to their separate ways. And now, one of them is a senator. Sino ba? Si Rafi Tulfo, no? I get confused. There's Rafi.
Yeah.
Rafi is the senator, and they call him Idol. And his brother, the former newscaster, Erwin, is now DSW secretary. I will leave it to the audience to talk about his qualification to discuss in the comment section, but that's where we are. Does that make you happy? I'm not sure. So, tignan natin. Malay mo. I always give people the benefit of the doubt, Antonio. Kasi malay mo, he can be the best secretary ever of the DSWD. Maybe.
He could be. He could be.
Could be, di ba? But we shouldn't, I don't know. Bahala na. It's just a bit wild to think that he's now our DSWD secretary. But if that's the case, I wish him luck. I wish him the best. And I wish that he does a good job for the Filipino people. Anto, napaka-importante ng DSWD. Diba?
Bakit?
Because, well, obviously, it takes care of the kids. It takes care of the poor. It takes care of women. Everyone. Nasa laylayan, tinatawagan natin, di ba? Ang nag-aalaga dyan, DSWD.
Yes.
Di ba?
Di ba during the pandemic, ang laking role ng DSWD.
Well, in any administration, basta may disaster, hopefully wala nang mangyaring ganun ka. Nothing of that magnitude could happen anymore. But that's how important it is. That's how big the magnitude of the responsibility is for secretary. So, tignan natin. Kasi 6 years ago, naalala mo, I was telling people, kasi I was the first ones who turned my back on President Duterte after all the rape jokes and all of these things. And I said, but give him a chance. Malay mo, no? Malay mo. So, malay mo. Yun na ngayon nangyari. Malay mo. Anong mangyari? Yun na ngayon nangyari. So, but, well, here we are again. Here's hoping that the next 6 years are better. Here's hoping that the next 6 years are more optimistic and promising for Filipino people. It's a long time. It's a long ways ago. Tignan natin.
Yes. Tsaka,
Kaya nga, I thought you were saying something.
No, no, I wanted to new Department of Tourism Secretary, Mayor Christina G. Frasco.
Are you familiar with her?
So, no, I know Liloan Mayor. What background ba?
I'll describe her in one sentence. She's the daughter of Cebu Governor Gwendolyn Garcia. Again, take that as you will, right? Is this a quid pro quo? Is this a thank you? Is this a political promise kept? But again, she seems to be a good mayor. She seems to have everything in place in Liloan. It's not a big city. I mean, nothing like Cebu or Davao. But apparently, she's been awarded one of the 10 best mayors of municipality in the Philippines. And who knows, right? Because right now, everything is just a tabula rasa, a blank slate. But she's got big shoes to fill. Remember, we had Mon Jimenez. Then we had Berna. So, napakagaling ng last two DOT secretaries natin. And lalo na ngayon, kasi nung last 2 years ni Berna, pandemic, so walang travel na. But Berna was able to fix practically all domestic tourism destinations. So, nakasalang na lahat. So, ready na lahat. Now, the challenge is, can you make the Philippines attractive for people who will spend dollars here for foreign tourists? So, that's the biggest challenge I feel that the good mayor will be facing once she assumes her seat as secretary of the DOT. And let's hope she does well. Because you can't wish them ano eh. So, yung mga, di ba, kakamping tayo, di ba? Yung mga fellow kakamping, we can't just wish them to fail. Because if they fail, no matter who they are, no matter who the president is, we fail. It's as simple as that. So it would be stupid to say, nako, palpak yan. Nako, walang magagawa yan. Well, matatawa tayo ngayon, kay Tulfo lalo, pero malay mo, di ba? Nakikita natin, si Mayor is the daughter of one of the biggest supporters of BBM. So, ba't malay mo? Di ba?
Yeah. And I think okay na I like her background, no, mayor of Liloan. Although it's small, she put it on the map, no, Liloan, in a sense. And we like to, wish her luck. Tourism is really about employment, eh. So as we increase the tourism arrivals, as more and more people get into the tourism industry, a lot of people will get jobs, especially during this global recession.
Recovery.
It's very important, no, that our tourism will boom during this time.
So you're optimistic?
I'm optimistic, yeah. Kasi all we're, at least, kumbaga, if you say, nakakasanay yung tourism natin for revenge travel, in a sense.
Totoo.
And it's a matter of strong will na rin to get all the tourism back in place, but still having the discipline, no? Especially on sustainable travel. Kasi baka bumalik na naman tayo sa walang disiplina, like Boracay, nalinis yung Boracay, the 25 meters na setback, it's clean, maayos yung infrastructure. So hopefully, like for example, for Boracay, carrying capacity of Boracay, sana hindi nila increase, di ba? We have to develop more and more, for example, high tourism paying jobs for the people. So, no, I think of course we want to wish her well, and maganda kasi mayor na background din. At least my administrative background, no, in managing people, making parang things done. So I think that's what I like, and I do hope that she continues the sustainable program of Berna, and continuing to push to open the country to Koreans, Chinese, and everybody, to really invite them here, di ba? In the Philippines.
Wag muna Chinese, Koreans. So,
well, Korean first. That's
because bumalik ka na bang Boracay since the pandemic, or have you been?
Yeah, I've been, yes.
Marami pa bang mainlanders?
No, meron na ba?
Kailan ka ba nagpunta? No, I haven't been since 2019. So I'm asking you.
No, maganda yung mga roads na ayos, yung the ecological impact. Like for example, Mount Luho. Nawala yung mga activities in Mount Luho. Nawala yung mga ATV to Mount Luho. All the unsustainable activities natanggal. The 25-meter setback na ayos. And yun, the carrying capacity lang, kasi during yung nag-open na yung, yung Boracay, parang dumami na naman yata yung mga tao eh. Beyond the carrying capacity of Boracay, no?
What
So
is the
that,
carrying capacity? Can you explain it?
um, meron lang allowed na, so the environment, DNR, meron set silang capacity nung ano eh, for the tourist eh. I forgot the number, but there's that number that yun lang yung allowed na pumasok ng Boracay at any one time. So yun, during
Mm,
the Holy Week kasi na ano yun eh, mataas eh. Mataas yung
na nalay Boracay na naman, na-jeje mo na naman ang Boracay. Sana wag naman.
Sana hindi
Because,
nga, yun nga. Yun yung appeal natin of course to the incoming Department of Tourism Secretary.
yeah,
And all the destinations, di ba?
personally, I think that's one of the best accomplishments of President Duterte, yung nalinis yung Boracay. Because
Yes.
that took real tough guy, fuck you all will, di ba? Hindi magagawa
Yeah.
ng kahit ibang presidente yun, di ba? Kasi just said,
Tsaka
shit,
how
I'm
many
just trying to...
lockdowns, pare? How many lockdowns? They locked it down first and then, the pandemic lockdowns. Ang dami. Dami nangyari sa
Oo.
Boracay.
Pero yun nga, it all started because he said, yeah, it's too dirty. That's a simple idea. Sometimes the best things happen from the most simple ideas, di ba? So if there's one lasting legacy from Duterte's administration, I would say Boracay because I've always loved Boracay.
Yes.
And
Oo.
sana hindi mabaligtad kasi I'm still planning to go maybe this July pag ano. Mahal daw ang airfare ngayon eh. Balitaan ba?
Oo.
Sobrang mahal ang airfare.
So yung STP, the wastewater treatment plant, naayos
Hmm.
nila sa harap and then may treatment plant sa likod. Yung mga treated water lumalabas dun sa kabilang side. Okay, okay naman. Galing, galing. Naayos nila. And when you talk to all the businesses in Boracay, they said naayos nga nila lahat ng STP problems.
Kanina
Very good.
si kaibigan na si Geman, si Orange Magazine, nasa Puka Beach. Yung Puka
Okay.
Beach bukang Luneta.
Mukhang
Daming
luneto.
tao.
Oh, I think that's that's a issue moving
Parang
forward.
Luneta on a New Year's Day or Christmas Day. It looked like that.
Wow.
So that should be a good sign. Basta kung pupunta kayong Boracay, alalahan nyo lang, keep it clean. Because that's exactly the easiest thing to do. But when you lack discipline, di ba? So I'm not sure if you can maintain it. Because kasi si Duterte had an iron fist. Pag kumontra ka, lagot ka. So I'm not sure how this new administration kay BBM will continue. Obviously, every administration is very different from the rest, from the one that came before. But tignan natin. Like I said, I don't think naman Mr. Marcos, I won't call him President Marcos yet. I don't think President-elect Marcos is here to ruin the country. Di ba? If anything, I'm crossing my fingers and my toes that he is here to perhaps salvage the legacy of his father. Tignan natin. Optimistic
Sana
ako,
nga.
Anton. The first 2 months, optimistic ako. Hindi, the first month after 12 noon of June 30, after they take their oath of office, I'll be optimistic. Pero pag nakikita ko tong si Erwin Tulfo, ang DSWD secretary, medyo I'm shocked. Diba? Oo, tapos pati yung press secretary niya, si Trixie, she was suspended, I think, for 3 years by the Supreme Court. She was unable to practice law because her license was suspended. And she was, of course, one of the loudest critics of anything related to Mar Rojas, the Aquinos, Lenny Robredo over the past 6 years. So I hope she can be fair. I hope she can do her job well. She's personally, I think she's scarier than Andanar because Andanar for me was just funny. Diba? Harry Roque was funny. Panelo was, in a sense, funny, parang butike. Pero ganun sila. But I don't think that they had this menace. I feel some sort of menace emanating from this new press secretary. Di ba? Tapos kung siya magiging boses ng Malacanang, so iba rin yung darating. Kasi
Ibang dating talaga. Ibang dating.
Ang Ang nakakainis talaga yung they keep on saying unity, but we have actually the followers, the 31 million, have actually been advocating a culture of divisiveness. That's really been it. It's really an oxymoron. But now that you're in power, if you really want to have unity, then maybe let's make it all encompassing. Let's stop putting labels on one another, because that's the first way to take the first step towards true unity. So tignan natin. Again, I have 1 month. Let's talk again about this on August 1. Yeah, August 1. August
Yeah.
1, 2022. After their first full month in office. Let's see what's happening. That will be very interesting to watch. Di ba? Pati ano, anong mangyayari
Oo.
kay Delima? She's been in jail for 6 years. All the witnesses of her supposed cases have been recanting, but she's still in jail. So what is the evidence now? What is how slow or how fast will the wheels of justice turn to release her or make her case move forward, acquit her, dismiss the cases as needed? So yun yung mga things we have to look out for. But overall, Anton, moving forward tayo, di ba?
Yes, oo. And the other appointments on the economic team are also quite good.
Aneda is
So,
good.
yeah,
Dole is
Neda.
good. OFW is good. I mean, you can't go wrong with the daughter of the man who really established our labor employment abroad, Blas Ople. No? I think who's still the best. Kahit panahon siya ni Marcos, like he really was the one who established labor as a force, not only here, but globally as well. He really took care of our workers. So
Mm.
now his daughter is going to take care of our overseas Filipino workers. That's good. That's good. So medyo Neda is terrific. Okay. I heard there will be some continuity for finance if Secretary Jokno will continue. So tignan natin. Because it's going to be, wow, that's going to be a big, big burden. Di ba? Ang dami nating utang. Trillions yung utang
Oo
eh.
nga.
So, bayaran time tayo ngayon.
Yeah, tsaka DPWH, 'di ba? Mukhang okay naman yung
Sino ba
DPWH.
DPWH?
Yung taga SMC eh. But
Ah,
it's been in the I don't know, parang background they were building the skyways and stuff. So,
okay.
it's in the industry and they promised not to put billboards every time they build of himself. So, I mean, those are good signs.
Mhm. Ano lang eh.
They're
Sana may
professionals
balance.
and
Kasi
experts.
if we have these professional managers, career implementers, even if we have political appointees or thank you appointees, and that's politics. It happens with every administration. Sana nga. Sana nga. That's gonna be my mantra. Papatato ko, sana nga. Sana nga. On my forehead.
And
Di ba?
speaking of legacy, as we move forward, no, I agree Boracay is one of them. But the other one, actually, that I would say is kasi we just visited this place, the New Clark City. So the New
Kumusta?
Clark City is the venue where the Southeast Asian Games were held. No? The 20th in 2019. We have a world-class stadium there, athletic stadium, and the aquatic center. Both are certified by international bodies. So every time mag-practice ka doon, you earn ay those are the actual and if you go to like Sydney or other countries, parang ganun yung the stadium. It's very nice. It's located in Capas Tarlac.
Mm-hmm.
And they're doing a finally National Academy of Sports in that place where they would spot young talents and then develop them, no, academically and with the sports, no, with all the training programs. So ang galing. The area is really beautiful and impressive, no? Of course, they want it to be the new BGC
Mm-hmm.
in Central Luzon, learning because this is development by BCDA as well, no? The Basis Conversion Development Authority. So, there'll be housing there. Ang ganda ng pagkaplano. Everything under the ground. And actually, that will be the place where kapag nagka-earthquake sa Manila, parang that's a disaster place eh. Kasi they designed it to withstand the, earthquake, 8.5 earthquake, and even the flooding. So the government offices would be parang relocating there. Or they have a satellite office there na in case mang mangyari sa Manila. So it was actually very impressive, and I think they're announcing the National Academy of Sports before Duterte leave.
Sige.
So
Anong sport pa tayo magsa-succeed? Because I heard, and I think this is true, no? They're removing weightlifting from the Olympics.
oh
So obviously it's where we got our first gold medal and our only
oh
gold
that's
medal.
obviously yeah.
So that's one
Ah,
down. Boxing is always something for
gymnastics.
us. Gymnastics should be. Probably even football, right? But let's stop dreaming that we can still be a world beater in basketball. Di ba? Yun ang mahirap sa
Oo,
atin. Kaya
basketball.
it's so ridiculous that we lost even to Indonesia at the last Southeast Asian Games.
Oo, 'di ba? With Shot Reyes on the helm.
Yeah, so we've been winning gold medals in Southeast Asian Games since 1989, right? It was the only year we lost over the past 40 years or so. And now people are just staring at their hair, pointing fingers. But if we can't even win the SEA Games, which is the easiest, which, well, Indonesia, Singapore, Malaysia, Cambodia, Burma, they're not known to have tall people, right? Tayo dapat yun eh. We've been the dominating basketball the Southeast Asian Games for decades. And to lose there, that's either lack of planning, lack of foresight, lack of player development, or lack of good coaching. So maybe all of the above. Right? Kasi karamihan ng player, tapos how can you build a team na you call them 2 weeks before or 1 month before? You build the team in stages, in steps. Hindi naman yan dream team nila Larry Bird at ni Magic Johnson at ni Michael Jordan. When you have three of the best players in the world, you can easily dominate. But even now, the US is not guaranteed. Right? So take a lesson
Oo,
from
yeah.
that. Oh, kahit US team, pinigroso na sila. Diba? Because you have the likes of Luka Doncic, who's there, like one of the top 3 players in the world now, and more and more people are following his footsteps. So, Pilipinas, wag na natin yung ambisyon yung basketball. Tsaka wag na sasama yung loob natin masyado. Tanggapin natin, matatalo tayo dyan. Gusto pa mag-Asian Games, gusto pa mag-Olympics. Anong gagawin mo sa Olympics? I don't know, man. What's the honor of being in the Olympics if you know you'll be in last place? Is there honor in that? Maybe you go gold in Asia, but will never beat China or South Korea. It's genetics. Diba? Pero tignan natin. But let's not raise our flag. Let's not keep our hopes up. Let's not be too happy when we win the Southeast Asian Games. Really, it's nothing. It's the competition is so hindi man low, diba? Pero short compared to the rest of the world. So if we want to be happy, sige, let's be happy there. But let's not be unhappy when we lose the Asian Games. Hindi talaga kaya.
Oo,
Kahit
grabe
may
yun.
maganda kang hub, di ba? Una, budget, di ba? Anong babayad mo sa kanila? Tingnan mo yung mga pinakamaganda na UAAP players kasi naglalaro ngayon sa Japan. They're not even playing in the PBA now. Di ba? Kasi sino bang una-una? Wala naman nanonood ng PBA ngayon. When was the
Oo,
last time you watched a PBA game?
oo nga, wala
Di
na,
ba?
ano.
Nakakaawa nga yung PBA ngayon. Pag tingin, sino to mga to? Anong square to galing?
Oo, sino ba yung mga yun, no? Sino ba naglalaro ngayon doon?
Diba? Because before, diba? Remember during the 90s and the 2000s, the top players in the PBA were the top UAAP superstars.
Yes, correct. Oh.
Right? But what happened? They started getting the Phil-Ams. So what happened? The Phil-Ams crowded out all our homegrown players, and our homegrown players were relegated to the benches. Yung mga magagandang point guard ng Lasal, diba? Nothing happened to them. Kasi kumuha ng puro Amerikano, Phil-Am. Nothing wrong with that. But then again, sana equal time or equal playing time for all these homegrown UAAP superstars. So wala nangyari sa kanila. What career can you look for? Right? Wala rin pala. So nagkakatamaran na. Now you've got the career option in Japan. So that's why the PBA is killing itself. Likewise. I don't know. I used to work for the PBA. So we're really very disappointed that the product has gone so bad. It has become so bad over the past years. Of course, when Ginebra plays, nandun pa rin, may residual fan base ang
Oo, yes.
Ginebra. But it's just them. The rest are gone, you know? The character of the league is gone. No? It's still basketball. But
Oo, sayang nga.
But who watches basketball now? Why would you watch a PBA when you've got the NBA daily on NBA Premium on Channel 5 or One Sports? By the way, kanino ka? Golden State Warriors or Boston Celtics?
Golden State. Ikaw?
Yeah. Obviously
Golden.
Golden State. Sobra. I like Boston. I respect Boston, but even when I was a kid, I was always a Laker fan. And remember the toughest battles, the biggest rivalry up to now in the NBA
Oo.
is still the Lakers versus the Celtics. So if you're a Laker fan like I was or still am, despite their lousy team of the past 2 years, why will I why would I cheer for Boston? So hindi talaga pwede. Although deep respect for all the Celtics, di ba? I
Oo,
want them to
green
have a
versus
long
gold.
series. Jason Tatum, Jalen Brown, and everyone there and they have a rookie coach. They have a young coach, first year coach ng Boston Celtics. But tremendous job.
Yeah.
And minalas lang yung Miami Heat talaga kasi their top gunner aside from Caron Butler, si Tyler Hero, wala, injured. So that's the those are the
Ganun
things that
talaga.
happen.
Oo.
Ganun talaga yung buhay sa NBA, di ba? Ang dami nang
Yes.
injure. But this opens the door for the Warriors, and it's their sixth finals appearance in 8 years, and it's the first time since 2018 that they'll be completely healthy. Clay Thompson, the big three: Clay Thompson, Draymond Green, and of course Stephen Curry. So
Oo,
it
di
should be
ba?
fun. Game one is on Friday, 9 a.m. So kung
Yes.
mag-file kayong vacation leave, sick leave, mag-file na kayo ngayon. And it should be every other day. up to up to na lang. Okay,
Oh,
sige.
yes. All right.
So we have the NBA covered. That's going to be part of our agenda for the next couple of weeks. Why don't we tell the people what happened to our... We've been very busy lately, no? So ating mga bazaar, diba? And this last one that we had in Podium, which actually was not attached to any occasion like Father's Day or Mother's Day or even Valentine's Day as we had before. Ito talaga was so successful. Bakit?
Yes.
What? How do you assess it? Why was it so successful, so well attended? Was it the curation, the product mix, the venue, or all of the above?
I think two things, no. Just going back. So when the economy opened, a lot of the home
Mm,
base na masasarap na for delivery were affected talaga.
mm,
And one of the main reasons we started back our pop-up markets is to really help them also to find their audience, where they go. And a lot of people are now going to the offices, and then sometimes they pass by the mall, diba? And so we have very successful markets in Uptown, in BGC, in Uptown Bonifacio, and then of course recently in Podium, no,
mm-hmm,
in the second floor, where the video tower is, and it's a center in that location. And alam mo, Spanx, kasi we've been covering Ultimate Taste Test for how many years already?
yeah, a lot.
Sumarap talaga yung mga pagkain, no? Sumarap.
I Yeah, I think I was...
Dati kasi sa
Yeah,
restaurants lang yun and hotels eh. But
correct.
now, the ordinary, hindi naman, I wouldn't say ordinary, but the people, the home base were creating all this food, no? All these desserts. Pare, sumarap yung mga pagkain. And I think that's one of the realization. When That's why when we created those market and podium, no, over the weekend,
Mm,
parang people were really going through it, and for themselves or gifting it, or pasalubong, di ba? Ang sarap eh. And during the pandemic, a lot of people became foodies na rin kasi they wanted to try a lot of things. So, I think naging ganun na yan. The culture of trying new food, and then home-based food entrepreneurs have really good food. And then you offer them the venue where they can pass by and interact face to face. Kumbaga, ito yung face to face, di ba? Ito yung
yeah,
face to
correct. Yun
face
na nga
na
yun. Oh.
version. Ikaw, ano sa tingin mo? Everybody was very happy, and we're hoping to continue this throughout the year, di ba?
Yes, I think also over the past 2 years, kasi I think that's the learning. That's the key thing that that I'm really realizing right now that maybe I was taking for granted because we know these people, we've been seeing them grow. But the past 2 years, they really mastered their craft. They were spending so much time at home, di ba? So by the time they were allowed to sell, finally, in a venue, aside from just deliveries, all of these things, hinug na sila eh. Tsaka tama ka, ang sarap talaga lahat, no? And there's really a difference when you have people interacting, selling, introducing their product to you, right? And being friends with the bakers, the chefs, versus just having this distant purchase of goods via online selling, which is still good. That's how they learn. Pero ngayon nga, ang case in point si Chef Kristan, no? Batang-bata yan. But
Oo.
Kristan is a protege of the late great Dan Basilio. Si Dan Basilio, si Chef Dan, yung pinaka-master of bread sa Pilipinas, no? And Chris is parang siya yung favorite teacher's pet ng lahat ng mga chefs nila James Antolin, nila Buddy Trinidad, nila Jackie Angpo. Favorite talaga siya kasi talented eh. And over the past year, he's been really honing his craft, especially for laminated pastries, croissants, brioche, all of these other breads that he does. And every time he twist, yung bago niya ngayon na nang introduce ng weekend, is this croissant that's like literally covered with melted Ferrero. It's crazy.
Wow, talaga?
It's crazy. It's crazy. And then before that, a month ago, he introduced his pork floss croissant. Na
Yun.
nandun talaga, if you remove all the pork floss, the croissant is beautiful. When you cut into it, you see all the layers, all the pockets. But then you cover it with pork floss, di ba? Parang, what's this Japanese brand that yung favorite ko rin? Yung may mga buns sila na covered with pork floss. It's the same principle,
Oo. Yes.
di ba? Pero better kasi croissant eh. Sarap ng croissant eh. And there's so many people doing it well. And I don't think we'll run out of talent, di ba? And there are people like Macarons. Sila
Yes,
Calista
oo.
Faras. Calista is 18 years old now. She's going to enter your
Ganun ba?
favorite school. Freshman sa Lasal,
Of
entering
course,
this coming
ani
school year.
mo.
Of course. And but during the pandemic, when it started 2 years ago, she was 16. She was at home, but what could I do? So she started making macarons. Para mahirap gawa ng macarons. It's like
Hirap nga.
not easy at all. Not easy at all. Sino ang mga masters of macarons sa Pilipinas? Only two come to mind. Park Avenue Desserts, kila Chef Buddy, tapos kila Audrey sa Bizu. Di ba? Ladurée, of course, but Ladurée is French and international. It's a global brand. But tasting the macarons of this 18-year-old college freshman, Calista Farales, she can hold her own. And this is all by herself. Right? Pero look Anton, ang bata-bata niya, nakabili siyang sariling freezer, nakabili sariling chiller. They had to rent
Yun.
space in a house next door for her commissary. Then nahawa na yung kapatid niya, gumagawa na ng chocolates yung kapatid niya. Di ba? Tapos yung salesman nila, tatayat na nila si Timmy si Rochelle. So, it's become a family business. And that's the pivot. That's the pivot. So, let's see. No? And there's so many examples of that. But these are now led by kids. Grabe sila. Di ba? Pati si Icon, ano yan, home baker. Pero, following na Icon for Consuelos, for her ubi pastillas cake is spectacular. Kaya effective talaga yun, yung dinadala natin sila away from their home base, if you will, and we're giving them, exposing them to a larger market, like Podium. Because Podium, among the malls in the Philippines, siguro, ang katapat ng Podium in terms of the market's buying power is Rockwell or Power Plant. Yung heavy spenders, can you think of any other mall? Sila lang, di ba? Sila yung level na yun. And to have all of these products available in one venue na medyo nasiksik tayo itong last weekend, di ba? Biglang naging 10 na tayo. We were 8, now 10, including the return of our friends, Chef Billy and AJ from Moloko Cookie. Sila Moloko, gumawa pa ng almond roca cookie. Natikman mo ba? Sarap. So, you cannot rest on your laurels. You just have to keep pushing away because the competition will always be there. But I'm so proud of all of these home bakers that we saw really, literally rise up from one small mixer, one small oven sa side ng ultimate taste test. Tapos ngayon, they're now full-fledged businesses. It's really amazing, nakakataba ng puso. And more and more, I think, will be coming up in the next couple of years. Maybe you'd like to talk about what will, ano ba gagawin na sa ultimate
Yes.
taste test natin this year? What's the plan, Stan?
Yeah. So, just to add, Spunks,
Yes, I'm listening.
the no the I think just thinking about why is it successful, no. The other thing kasi, one of our challenges this year is recession, no, and increasing inflation. Mahal kasi ng gas, ganyan, delivery is very high. Imagine, you have all these 8 vendors. If you order one from each of them and pay delivery fee, ang taas, di ba?
Hmm?
Masa Madre si Caloocan, we bring them all in one place for the consumers. Nandun na lahat, 'di ba? You can enjoy all of them, and I think the key is curating it na masasarap lahat nandun so that, even throughout the 4 days duration of the market, they can pick and choose, 'di ba? Throughout those days.
Oo, tsaka alam mo, napansin, pabalik sila pabalik. So, nagiging dalawa yung market because like you said, Masa Madre, for example, is deep in Caloocan and Consuelas is deep in saan sila icon? Cainta or Taytay, di ba? And but you see people coming in actually because of social media, because of Facebook or IG, they're able to reserve and they just pick up in podium. Kesa pabiyahe ka, papadeliver ka ng malayo, so nakamall ka, then you get your favorite treats. It's really a really excellent model. And I think ako, magbubuhat na ako sariling ano ba to? Bangko natin. We have really done a good job, the two of us and Rachel, of course, of curating these people and taking care of them. Di ba? Kasi inalagaan natin sila mula nung umpisa sila. And we have our legends, of course. We'll always mention Best Lasagna, we'll always mention Think Pink Cookies, yung mga dumpi pa sa ating iba, sila Mary Moo sa atin ba nag-umpisa? Was it their first, or
Yes,
was it
yes, yes. No,
sila
no,
Mary
Mary
Moo,
mo.
sila Kelvin?
Sila Mary mo
Di
rin,
ba?
oh.
Di ba? So all of them at one point were given their initial exposure via the Ultimate Taste Test and all the other events that we've been hosting. And long story short, we're going to do that again on a more regular basis this year because nakita natin yung success story. And for all of those listening, we want to be we want to continue being part of your success. For example, Ultimate Taste Test. Remember nung December, sino yung number one sa atin ng puffed donuts, di ba? Grabe gan, when we bring puffed donuts sa mall, oh my God, yung sales nila through the
Oo,
roof.
grabe, no?
It's ridiculous. And now they've become so popular. Sila yung pinag-aagawan ng malls. And I think they have a semi-permanent space already in Uptown Mall, BGC. Ganon eh. And I think that's the value we bring. And which is just a segue. Ano ang plano natin sa November? So we're having Ultimate Taste Test again.
Yes. So we'll
Mm.
have Ultimate Taste Test Masters November 30.
Mm.
And of course, our favorite venue for the last 2 years, Gallery Miranila.
Yeah.
And then, but leading to that, we'll do this small pocket ultimate taste test. We want to really do a search for the best food in Manila, and leading to that event. So we'll have all these pop-up markets, and at the same time, alam mo, Spanks, kasi ang dami nating nakausap na throughout during the pandemic. Some of them are still not going out, still not setting up their stores.
Yeah.
Kasi it's a big problem eh. I think we've seen it constantly throughout the years, then scaling up to the next level. Kasi,
Mm.
so from home base, syempre ayaw nila magrenta kasi because of the pandemic problem, di ba? You don't
Mm.
want to have a rent. So, I think the pop-up is the middle ground. Actually, in fact, si Puff, di ba? Gusto niya puro mga pop-up market, yung mga
Mm.
markets lang nata permanent rent. And I think that's a really good setup for the next level scaling up for home-based business na masarap talaga yung food.
Yeah.
And with Ultimate Taste Test kasi, when people rate your food, and they say honestly, kasi dalawa lang naman yung rate ng mga people. It's either 5 or 2. Oh,
Okay.
or
Ganun ba? Oh.
Oo, kasi
Oh.
kung masarap, re-rate ka, 'di ba? Pag hindi
Mm.
ka kung ayaw nila, ito-2 ka or 1. And then kung okay ka lang, wala, hindi sila magre-rate. So that's why we'll be really we know na masarap tong mga 'to, and every time na we expose them, not only Puff 'no, Salmon HQ, ang dami. When we expose them, always patok 'no. And that's why very important yung ultimate taste test rating that we've been doing over the years.
Ilang years na
And
ba tayo sa Ultimate Taste Test? 10 years na, di ba?
more,
More.
more.
Man.
Oo,
Wow.
more.
And then,
Kasi
for even if for our alumni and alumni from Ultimate Taste Test, maybe your business has been lying dormant for the past 2 years or the past few years. Why not consider bringing it back? No, because we all thought that if we all have realized this, that if you maintain yourselves as a pure delivery online business, hihina ka talaga kasi people are out in the malls.
oo, atin na
What
mo.
we do now with Podium, other malls, Uptown, BGC, is we bring it to the malls in the easiest, less stressful way possible for you. So para ka nagkatindahan sa mall. And this allows you two things. One, it gives you the opportunity to sell to a greater market, and it allows you to reach this market face to face. Iba yung benta mo face to face. Di ba? Parang I'll give you an example. Si Timmy si Rochelle. I've known them for, God, since the 1990s. Di ba? Malay ko ba na magkakatatlo silang anak na super talented, super passionate about what they're doing, and they're now all doing the business chocolates, macarons, the capricciosa line of snacks. And they're all there as a family. It's so nice to watch it. And Timmy, my good friend, si Timothy, dati, nung bata kami, ang kaya kami naging partners and best friends kasi inom kami ng inom, beer kami ng beer araw-araw. Now, when we have our events, siya yung number one salesman. Kasama ng asawa ni si Rochelle. Oh,
Gano'n
my
ba?
daughters made this. My daughters made this. Diba? I mean, how can you resist that pitch? And it's true. So, if you have a home business that you feel you think you're confident enough to have it reach the next level, let's talk, message me or Anton, Rachel, and we'll be happy to help you reach that level. And I think that's our contribution over and above anything else, no, Anton, that we've been doing this for a decade or more, but the real fulfillment here is bringing all of these businesses, elevating them, and making them successful. If we play a little part in that, I'm happy. Diba? And more and more nakikita natin to. So, anong tanong sa atin? Nasa Viber group natin eh. Kailan yung next? Yun ang unang tanong eh.
Oo,
Kailan
yun
yung
ang
next?
kailangan
Diba?
yung next.
Oo. So, malapit na yung next. Malapit na yung next. We will appraise you or we'll advise you very shortly. And that's our own little contribution to nation building. Diba? Anton,
Yes.
let's talk about restaurants.
Yes, oh.
Anong
Ano
mga
ba
chismis mo
yun?
sa restaurants? Nakakain ka
Marami
ba ng
nagbukas
nakakain
na
ka ba
rin.
ng Randy's Donuts?
Hindi pa, nagbukas na si Randy's, di ba?
Nagbukas o nagsarado?
Bakit nagsara?
Apparently, Randy's Donuts is very famous in Los Angeles, di ba? Actually, in Iron Man 2,
Oo,
one of
yung
the
may
opening
malaking
scenes, di
donut.
ba? Yung may
Oo.
malaking donuts sa gitna ng Los Angeles. Doon siya kinakausap si Happy, tapos he was eating a donut because he missed it, right? And it's out here in the Philippines, brought here by our friends from the Bistro Group. Ang sikreto pala nito, yung flour comes from the States. So what
Yes.
happens was, maybe they were projecting that the initial shipment of the special Randy's Donuts flour was going to last them for a month. It lasted them for 2 weeks. Ito yung 2 weeks. And even before that, parang naubusan na sila. You can only buy 1 dozen. Parang, ngayon ubos. So now we're waiting for the shipment of the flour. So Randy's, as of last week, is temporarily closed until they get the new shipment of flour. Grabe,
Yeah,
Pilipino sa donut talaga ibang klase, di ba? Naalala mo nung pagbukas ng Krispy Kreme, ganyan. There were lines on Bonifacio High
oo.
Street. Pagbukas ng
Tama.
Jayco, ganyan. Randy's, ganyan. But, so I guess if there are, and look at Puff Donuts, and let's not look any further. Puff Donuts is our top seller in any bazaar. I don't know. So everyone, we advise you, if you are wondering if you are going to start a business, think of donuts. But not any donuts. Dapat may something really good about your donuts. Because people would buy donuts. Kasi alam mo bakit? Ito yung
Bakit?
nakasanay natin pasalubong eh. Di
Oo,
ba? Pag bibili
madali,
ka pasalubong, ano ba pasalubong? Donut. Di ba? Nakabox mo dali. Pwedeng tatlo, pwedeng anim, pwedeng isang dosena. It's the pasalubong of the Filipinos. It's easy to eat. It's always fun to eat. There's a hole, right? Kids love them, adults love them. So to all of you entrepreneurs out there, really think maybe a donut is the way to go. There will always be space for a new donut company or new donut home-based business. Actually, konti eh. Di
konti,
ba?
merong ang
Konti.
sumikat ng pandemic yung Lola Nenas, 'di ba? Also.
Oh, tapos si, remember Twinkle, our
Oh,
friend who from
Twinkle.
the Twinkle, Laksamana, she did it. Kaya lang, now she had to go back to work. So yung napakasarap niyang
Oo, yeah.
donut holes, wala na rin. Twinkle, if
Oo,
you're listening, ibalik mo yung donuts mo. Those were good. Those were, oh my goodness.
yeah.
Namimiss ko nga yun eh. Yung
Oo
donuts sa
nga.
Twinkle. Twinkle, maybe it's time to leave your corporate life. Be a donut baker. Because I kept on ordering from her. Grabe si Twinkle. And she was just cooking for a tiny home kitchen in her condo. So yeah, everyone, just go to YouTube, find ideas, give them your own spin, and be an entrepreneur. I think Anton, entrepreneurship is the way to go talaga, you know. Kasi
Yeah.
napaka and maybe maybe it's a bit recession proof because you're your own boss. You don't have any if you don't have a store, you don't have any brick and mortar monthly utilities and rental expense. So kaya.
So I
Kaya.
think ano
So
naman, with global recession, in our midst already, food, food pa rin kasi is the way to go, no? Um, and there'll be a lot of strategies, of course. So, yun nga, people nagtitipid sa delivery, di ba? Titipid na mga tao sa delivery. So your pricing needs to be really provide value. So, like for example, si Icon, di ba? Yung mga cakes niya, mga mini cakes na. Ang galing nga
mm.
eh. Kasi dati yun, you can only buy a big cake. Or, eto, you can buy 4 small cakes, di ba? To compose a big
Tsaka
cake.
masarap ha.
Tsaka
Masarap lalo
masarap
yung
for,
may yung parang toffee crunch. Oh my goodness, that's so good.
oo, di ba? So,
Oh.
ganoon. So, food entrepreneurship, I think, is the way to go, no? Especially during this recession. And yun lang, we need to find mentors and other people in the industry to help you scale out as we have
Mm.
all these things happening. So, pero going back to restaurants,
But
Spaps.
kanina kausap ko si JP Anglo, Chef JP of Sarsa.
Oo. Ano sabi
So,
niya?
ang nangyari pala sa Sarsa during the past 2 years, as we all know, Sarsa at its peak had 5 restaurants, 5 branches,
Yes. Oo.
including
Fine. Oh.
Mall of
Nag-expansion.
Asia, di ba? Now, he's down to one,
Which
right?
is,
Sarada. So, pupunta ako sa Thursday. Punta ako sa JP.
ganon.
So, well, obviously, it was hit by the pandemic. But now, all the best of JP, and he was saying, ano mo, all the things I've learned, all the things I've discovered and need to improve on for Sarsa the past X number. Tagal na yan, like 7 years ago, or maybe 8 years
Oo.
to Sarsa. It's now here. It's now here in Rada Street. Nag-renovate. It's beautiful. Look at this page. I'm going there. I'll have dinner with him on
Talaga.
Thursday. Yeah.
Wow.
Because James has been one of our OGs, di ba? Yan yung one of the first so-called, as we call them, celebrity chefs, di ba? Sino nun? They had the show on Channel 2, right? Where James, who didn't even know how to speak Tagalog back then, coming off from Bacolod, alam na yung English at saka Ilonggo, became very popular, di ba? And he leveraged that. He took off and put up Sarsa. And now he's got one Sarsa, but it promises to be the best Sarsa ever. It's the one on Rada Street.
Nice.
Malapit sa yung bago nating office sa Thai Embassy, katabi. So, doon tayo pupunta soon.
Yun.
Speaking of which, si Josh Boutwood, Chef Josh, another friend of ours, opened
Yes.
his new restaurant. Anong pangalan?
Ember. Hindi ka pa rin
Ember.
na-try. Ember, oh. Very hard
Ember.
to keep up with all the new openings, no? But yeah, Ember is getting a lot of good reviews, huh?
Ano ba siya? Parang Filipino restaurant?
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh. But one that's definitely Filipino is Chef Sau de Rosario's Sau Sau,
Yun.
which is
Oh,
now
yan.
open at the order
Open
of
na.
Kalayaan and Rockwell Drive. No, yung
Yan.
dating
We'll be
Grilla,
trying it
you
tomorrow
can't miss it.
naman.
Ano kasi ka
We'll be trying
pupunta?
it tomorrow.
Lunch?
7.
Dinner. Ano nga po bukas?
Dinner.
Tuesday pa lang pala bukas. No? Yeah,
Tuesday
enjoy.
pa.
It's beautiful. I passed by. It's If
And to,
any, it's even more yung interiors, lalo na yung kitchen. It's even more beautiful than my favorite cafe floor. Grabe
talaga.
yung kitchen. Grabe yung kitchen. It's every chef's dream. It's every chef's dream.
The other Filipino restaurant that open na, yung kay Chef ano,
Patong.
Tatong in Antipolo. Ang layo
Mm.
nun pare, ang layo ng Antipolo. But
But he's
a
full
lot of
every
people
weekend.
yes, and
Pati
very
weekday, kailangan na daw
successful.
niya magbukas. Oh,
Very successful, oh. Ang sarap
nung,
naman kasi, parang,
nung nagpunta ka, he only had one or two dining. Now he had to extend one of his rooms into a new dining area.
oo, new dining area.
Grabe. Oh.
Kasi ano eh, the best of Tatong talaga yun pare. I mean, throughout the years, we've been covering Tatong, no? From yung charcoal sauce na Mindanao to, basta lahat. So parang, kumbaga kung si Chef JP naman dun sa Sarada, si Tatong, all his best recipes and stories are in Antipolo. And bahay niya yun, bahay niya yun.
Yeah.
Hindi restaurant. Doon talaga yung bahay niya during the
So,
pandemic.
pag nandun kayo sa bahay ni Tatong sa Antipolo, mag-iingat kayo. Mamahalin yung mga gamit doon. Huwag kayo naglalakad na clutch kayo. Magbadapa kayo. Baka biglang lumaki yung bill niyo. Baka may mga Ming
Oo.
vase doon. Hindi ko alam anong collection ni Tatong. Eh. And ano Tatong's plan is simple. We were talking last week. Ang gusto niya mapunta sa 50 best restaurants in the world. Not Asia, the world.
Hindi malayong mangyari.
Di
Hindi
ba?
malayong mangyari.
Di ba? I'm sure he's told you this. He wants the very first Michelin star of any Filipino restaurant. So
Hindi
go,
rin
chef.
malayong mangyari. Hindi rin
Go,
malayong mangyari.
Tatong. Go. It's about time that the Filipino restaurant, homegrown, right? Unahan kayo ni Chef Sao kung sino muna mauna sa inyo.
Oo, Chef Sao. Actually, ang ano ko dyan, si Chef Sao, si
Mm.
Tatong yung kay Tatong advantage siya kasi nasa bahay niya yun eh.
Yeah.
Kontrolado niya lahat eh.
Yeah.
Ah,
And
ang,
now, JP's back, right?
now,
Concentrating
JP
on
Stop.
one restaurant. Ayan na. Yung tatlong magagaling na Pinoy chefs. So,
Dapat gano'n naman, no?
So
Ang,
JP, Pride of Bacolod, Tatong, Son of Cebu, and of course, Sao, di ba? Ang culinary
Pampanga.
king of Pampanga. So imagine, unahan na lang kayo, Sao, Japes, and Tatong, kung sino una magkaka-Michelin star. But we're so happy for you that you have found your peak creative space, no? Maybe ito na talaga yung distillation of all the things that you've been hoping for in your, ilang taon na ba sila? In your over 100 years collectively
oo.
of being chefs, right? Wala pa naman
Oo.
100 years, ano lang, maybe
Oh,
all together mga 50 years pa lang sila kung pagsama-samahin. But
yeah.
all of this now, you have the chance to really highlight Filipino food, and that's what they're doing with Sausaw, with Tatos, and with Sarsa. So we can't wait
Yes.
to see what's gonna
Congratulations.
happen, no? And that's why we call this moving forward. Kasi it's it's really very difficult that we know so many people here, so many of our friends found it hard to recover after the events of May 9. But you know what? It doesn't mean it's the end. We take the first step, di ba? Kaya gusto ko yung sinabi kay, we've moved the needle. The younger generation has seen the possibilities. So although right now it may seem like a setback, but I think we've planted enough seeds. So it's time to move forward and take this, not necessarily to win, but as the first step. Diba? And when we have
Yeah.
all of these people na alam natin na naglaban, continue fighting. In the same way that we can make an analogy for us as Filipinos to really have a source of pride, maybe it's in our cuisine. Diba?
Yes.
And even our movie, nakita mo yung nanalo sa Cannes Film Festival.
Mm.
The Palme d'Or was won by this movie, by
Oo.
this film, that stars a Filipina, who's now being mentioned as a Best Supporting Actress or Best Actress nominee in the Oscar Awards.
Wow, talaga?
Wow! Oh yeah! Because sa Cannes pala, sa film festival, your movie can only get one award. So you cannot win Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor. So when this film, I can't remember the title right now, won the Palme d'Or, she could have won Best Actress. But everyone's saying, no, she should have won Best Actress. So now, we have a distinct chance on the world stage at the next Academy Awards to have a Filipina nominated as Best Actress. crazy.
That's crazy. Oh,
That's crazy,
that's
di
crazy.
ba? So keep your head up, Filipinas, di ba? Keep your chin up, di ba?
Yeah.
We're still
Be-
here. We're still fighting. And there's a
Before
lot of
we
things to be happy about.
before we leave the topic of restaurants, no,
Mm.
just kwento ko lang sa'yo. One
Mm.
of the hottest place to eat in Tagaytay, near Tagaytay, is Mrs.
Ah,
Aldo's.
I
This is
know.
very
Oh,
controversial because of a lot of hype. Um, and but actually, yung galing to
how was it?
young ang name niya. It was actually very good. Sarap nung a la carte. The Asian kasi see the one of the people react was the menu kasi there's a parang degustation menu or six course menu eh. So there was this Asian, etc. Her specialty is Asian. So, but yung Asian na set menu, hindi ko naman gusto lahat nung nung items doon, no. But it's a set menu, six course, 2,900. But she actually allow a la carte, no? And the a la carte was actually a lot for me, we love the a la carte. The a la carte, um, yung, from the salmon to the may crab tip. Ang dami eh. Very varied yung exposure kasi ni Chef Rhea, di ba? Nag-stud siya sa, sa Thailand. So, pero sobrang ganda ng place talaga. The farm, Mrs. Saldo's farm. Saldo means balance in Spain, no? Hindi yun yung name
Mm,
niya or
okay.
surname niya.
Okay.
So, ang name of the chef is Chef Rhea Rizo. And the husband has a collection of wine, May wine
I saw
sila
the
dun.
pictures of the wine cellar. Oh my God.
Grabe,
Grabe.
grabe. And
Pero
yeah,
kamusta ang booking? Medyo alam ko punong-puno yan, parang deputy chef. Eh.
yeah, 2 months out.
Mm.
But I think Rhea is going out in June eh. Magbe-break siya. So
Mm.
that's why it's further out pa when you book it.
By the way,
So
I heard really good things about Le Petit Chef, which is this hybrid of
oo nga,
animation, special
ano
effects.
nangyari? Oo nga.
Parang sumara pa raw lalo yung pagkain.
Nako, talaga?
It's yeah,
Wow.
because I figured people would a lot of people it's still sold out until August or maybe up to September by now. So it's this production where that combines animation and fine cuisine at the Grand Hyatt, and it's sold out. But the food's gotten even because you were there the first week,
Oo.
right? Maybe the
Yeah.
second night or the first night for you. But it's gotten even better, and I'm very happy to learn news like this that they're working even harder to make sure that the experience, 'cause it's not cheap. I won't beat around the bush. It's a world class fine dining experience with animation. It's like being in Disneyland and being part of a Pixar movie. That's exactly how it is. But to have that experience right now, when you really can't travel yet as easily as you would like, is something that you would want to bring your kids to. And I'm very happy to note that I get feedback. Grabe pa rin sila. So congratulations, Grand Hyatt, Ina
Congratulations.
Manalaysay, and all the chefs, the GM. God, and Le Petit Chef is doing very, very well. So yeah, ang dami nangyayari sa restaurants. And there's one, pagbalik, you're going to Spain, right? For a couple of
Yes, yes.
weeks. So
Oo.
absent muna tayo. But there's one restaurant that opened in Cubao X. It's
What,
called
what's the name?
it's called Habanero's Kitchen Bar.
Oh,
So I think the
galing.
chef learned or mastered this trade in Boracay. 2 seasons yata, if I'm not mistaken. One of its biggest fans is Chef Gene Gonzalez.
Wow, talaga?
Para pagbalik niyo ni Ray siya, galing sa
Oh, must be
Spain,
good,
let's make their very first trip. Yun ang unang food trip natin. And there's a video that really showcases the food here and the techniques. There's this guy, he's my favorite blogger now. Vlogger pala, Australian.
Sino,
His name is
sino?
Marshall Butters.
Butters.
Marshall Butters, he's Australian and somehow ended up here. And he ended up here at the start of the pandemic. But throughout, he's been discovering Filipino food. And then along the way, naging barkada niya si Chef Gene Gonzalez. And now he takes Marshall, the Australian, to all of, he's na mga 60 na yata senior citizen. Kaya Si Marshall, ano siya, parang crush ng bayan ng mga titas at lolas at Manila.
Ganon.
Dami niyang fans. He's got, so he's now aiming for 50,000 followers on YouTube. So I
Nice.
watch his videos kasi walang pretension. He's not trying to be cute. He's not trying to, like, a lot of vloggers do. Yung lalagay, oh my God, I'm in the Philippines. I'm trying to Jollibee for the first time because they'll know he'll get a lot of hits. This guy just goes around and eats Filipino food or whatever's available and gives honest assessments. Walang ka-ere-ere. That's why it's fun to watch. He's not manufactured. He's not trying to be cute. He's not trying to pull at our heartstrings or Filipino pride. He just is. Marshall Butters. Yan ang pangalan niya. Kaibigan ni Gene.
Nice.
So I want to invite him. Siguro, pagbalik mo, I'd invite Marshall. And he drinks
Oh,
beer. He
yeah,
loves,
yeah.
he loves beer because, he's from Melbourne. He's in
Of
Australia.
course. Yes.
Good eye. So I strongly advise people, if you're tired of all these cute people on TikTok, right? These fake people, these foreigners trying to take advantage of the Filipinos by luring them in with, I ate a Jollibee, oh my God. No, this guy just loves Filipino culture, Filipino food, and I think Filipino women as well. So, Marshall Butters, welcome to the country. You're my favorite vlogger now. Thanks, Chef Jean. We'll see you soon. Yun, so there's a lot happening in the restaurant industry. Yan. Basta tignan mo, Anton, I'll send you the link. Habaneros, for those listening, Habaneros Kitchen Bar, located in Cubawex, Habaneros.
Sige, pagbalik namin, yan ang ano.
Yeah. Para tignan mo yung video, I'll send you the link. Grabe. Ibang klase yung food. Ibang klase.
Okay,
Super beautiful.
so to close our episode today, siguro what do we look forward for the second half? Siguro I'll start. No? Of course, we have
Go.
the Thai Select campaign. Will be exciting, no? The best Thai food in the country, the best Thai restaurants in the country, and we're very excited to do that. June, July, August. We'll be featuring the certified, authentic Thai food in Manila, as certified by Thai Select.
Yeah, and we're working with the Thai embassy, and we're very happy that we have been chosen to be their, ano ba to? Hindi na tayo ambassador, pero parang ambassador, di ba? Parang ambassador tayo of cuisine to Thailand. Kami ni Anton at ni Rachel. So we're going to be helping promote these 8 restaurants that have the seal of approval from the Kingdom of Thailand, no? Including, hopefully, our new favorite. Hindi mo rin tikman Greyhound.
Yes.
Greyhound Cafe in
Greyhound
SM
Cafe.
Yeah. Yes. So we introduced the owners of Greyhound, the Rosari family of Viva Foods, to the consul, to the minister of the Thai embassy, and we're hoping that we can add them to the list of Thai Select within the year. So congratulations. And guys, if you're looking for a really excellent and very different and very innovative and very, should I say, sexy Thai restaurant, go to Greyhound. The Greyhound Cafe, it's the first in the Philippines. It's at the ground floor of SM Mora. It's opening soon at the Podium and the Mall of Asia. But kasama namin kasi doon kumain yung Thai Embassy. Pare, gano'n sila lahat. Legit. So congratulations to Boss Vic De Rosario and VR De Rosario for bringing in Greyhound Cafe. Guys, it's really, really good. Fantastic food. And Anton, I'll see you there. I'm taking you there on Wednesday, right?
Yes, and let's mention all the Thai Select restaurants. So we have Benjarong, Asutay, Narathai, Samyan Street Food, Mango Tree, Thai Barbecue, Muban Krung Thai, More Thai, and of course, hopefully Greyhound Cafe.
Hopefully, yeah. Crossing our fingers. Yeah, so it's going to be an exciting next 3 months. Kaya, yun lang, di ba? So that's why we call this episode Moving Forward. We licked our wounds, right? But we may be down, but absolutely not out. So we move forward, and we help all the entrepreneurs. We help the F&B industry, and most of all, we want to continue inspiring people in whatever way we can to help the Filipinos, di ba? Kasi yun naman ang magagawa natin. What can we do? That's all, right?
Yes. And the other, there's actually a big event that we're also supporting, in Cebu. Cebu, during the pandemic, they have this food and wine festival, to support the restaurant industry. And now they're doing it again face to face, and a bigger food and wine festival in Cebu, launching on June 18, where
Wow.
they'll have 50 food stalls in one day. um
Saan gagawin?
so
Saan gagawin sa Cebu?
I think it around Crimson, or kasi the itong magandang gawin rin sa Manila, kasi all the everybody, from the Chamber of Commerce, all the hotels are participating, from Crimson to Shangla,
Yeah.
everybody. All the restaurants are participating. And one of the proponents here is the Ansani group, no, are pushing this. And this has been a
Anzani's,
project rin na.
Crimson, all of these hotels. So sila
Hindi.
Carmela.
Ansani, sorry, they have their own restaurant, si si Ansani. Ansani restaurant in Cebu. So, si
Hmm.
Chef Anzani.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah. I know. We met him.
oh, di
Nag-forehand
ba
sila
si
ni
Isang?
Sao. Oh.
Yeah, yung
Yeah.
four hands, yeah. Yeah, they're helping out. But so this is becoming an annual food and wine festival in Cebu, mid-June, no. This year it's happening June 18. If you happen to go to Cebu, drop by. June 18 is the date of where they have 50 food stalls. But
Ayan.
I think throughout from June 18 to July 1, there are big events happening in the hotels, in the restaurants throughout Cebu. So that's exciting coming out of the
Well,
pandemic.
tsaka,
Before
di
pandemic,
ba,
walang ganun eh.
not only that, because Cebu was battered, remember, by, what was the name of
Yes,
that?
oo, yun pa.
Odette ba yun? Yeah, Odette. Battered by Odette this December. So,
Yeah,
wow.
and
All right. Good
pare,
job, Cebu.
all the hotels were talagang destroyed, 'di ba? Now they're coming back, no? Crimson, Shangri-La Mactan, and they have their new casino, the casino hotels there. Ang ganda daw eh.
Yeah. So
So,
6 months later, just to show you how tough Cebu is, ito na, meron na silang global event. 6 months
yeah,
after Odette,
of
actually
course.
devastated Mactan, the city, Lapu-Lapu. Holy cow, Cebu. Good for you guys. Good for you.
Good for you. And the Department of Tourism is from Cebu. Liloan, Mayor of Liloan.
Oo. Galingan
Madam,
nyo, ha? Okay,
galingan na.
Mayor, galingan nyo. Kasi
Galingan.
stakeholder din kami dyan, di ba? Kami yung humihila ng mga tao dito. Galingan nyo. We're here
Galing,
to
galing.
support the
Oh,
DOT
and
as
we'll
well.
support them, of course. We'll
Yeah.
support them. Yon.
Okay.
Exciting. 90 times.
Sige.
All right.
This week, we have dinner. My number one objective this week is to watch Top Gun.
Oh, napanood mo na.
Top Gun 2. It's gotten the best reviews of any sequel since maybe Empire Strikes Back.
Oo.
So sa Thursday, yan ang lakad ko. I will watch Top Gun, hopefully sa IMAX. Tapos pupunta ko si JP sa Sarsa Sarada Street.
So pag
That's my
may
objective.
question ako sa iyo bago tayo mag-end. When you watch the movie, would you suggest watching the first movie again before watching the sequel? Or
For
watch
those
it
who
as
haven't
a
seen it
flashback?
in a long time, watch it again. But I watch Top Gun every year. I've seen it like 100 times maybe. Yung palabas sa HBO yan, Top Gun, di ba? So I know every line, I know every beat, I know every song, I know every expression, I know, oh my God. So yeah, this is also very fresh to me, right? The kids who love Tom Cruise and Top Gun because it was such a seminal movie for us. Di ba? Ito yung action movie talaga, kaya naging may global superstar si Tom Cruise. Up to now, right? And even the women, the ladies are saying, shit, guwapo na ulit si Tom Cruise. He doesn't look like a over Botox old man now. But maybe it's the haircut, it's the character. So Tom Cruise will just keep on making Top Gun movies and Mission Impossible movies. He'll be good.
Oo. Ganda, ganda. Actually, ang maganda lang with the Top Gun, no, pinanood namin sa mga kids namin. They got introduced to that franchise. So, ang ganda.
So tapos na kayo manood?
Nanood kami, oh. Pero
Oh, good.
pinanood namin yung kasi syempre they haven't watched the Top Gun 1 nung una nga
Yeah.
pinapanood namin. Sabi ano yung Top Gun? So pinanood namin yung Top Gun 1 which is available in Paramount Plus. Ang dami kasing reference
Oh, yeah.
back and
Yeah.
forth. Kaya ang ganda actually. You can watch it either way. Pwedeng after the movie you watch again
So the kids enjoyed it, the boys?
Yeah, the boys,
Alright.
of course. Kasi
Of course.
ilan lang ba yung mga ganyang ano, 'di ba?
Adrenaline, testosterone movies, not too much, not too
Not too
much,
much. And then
not too much.
pinanood din nila yung Top Gun 1.
Mm.
Siyempre ano, 'di ba, 80s graphics. Na
Yeah,
80s
yeah,
graphics. Actually, very classic nga rin eh. Ang galing nga eh.
yeah.
80s
O
graphics
yung mga
and
bata, mag-helmet kayo. Si Tom Cruise kasi, si Maverick, si Pete
oo.
Mitchell, hindi siya nag-helmet eh. So just keep on wearing your helmets, guys.
All right.
Okay, so Anton, I'll
Yun.
see you on
See you.
Wednesday.
Yes.
Enjoy. Say hi
See
to
you.
Sal tomorrow.
Yes.
And
Thank you.
hola hola when you go to Spain. And when you get back, we go to our first restaurant will be at Cubao X.
Yes. Yeah. Live an awesome
All
life,
right.
guys. Thank you.
Thank you
Maraming
for
salamat.
listening. We'll be back
Thank you.
soon, hopefully by July.
Bye-bye.
All right. Good night, guys.
Good night, guys.